Welcome everyone, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues and friends. Let me first give a warm welcome to the 26th Annual Conference of the Forum for Macroeconomics and Macroeconomic Policies, the FMM. We are very happy that this year's conference takes place in presence again, and this time at a new location, as you may have noticed. I hope you like it. We'll see. And in order to guarantee safe interactions, we don't want to become a spreader event. We hope that everyone is already tested. If not yet, we encourage everyone to get tested. And we recommend to wear a mask. If you like, you don't have to. For those of you who attend the conference for the first time, let me briefly introduce the FMM. As some of you already know, this is a research network hosted and financially supported by the Macroeconomic Policy Institute, the IMK in Düsseldorf, which is an institute of the Hans-Böckler Foundation. The FMM has a steering committee consisting of 15 economists, mainly based in Germany, but also Austria and the UK. We have two speakers. One is me, that's why I'm giving the welcome speech, and the other one is Andrew Watt. There in the second row, and you will see him in one of the plenaries. The FMM is bigger than just a steering committee. We are an international network of fellows, and we try to make sure that these fellows give their intellectual support to the network by being speakers of FMM conferences. They contribute to our FMM working paper series. And of course, it also consists of you taking part in this conference. So we try to broaden and to grow. We are very glad that this event again received so much positive attention with about 350 registered participants. They come to Berlin from all over the world, and since years the conference has established itself as one of the biggest annual economics conferences in Europe. I almost forgot the economics. We are particularly proud of having received so many good papers by young economists. And why is that very important to us? Well, one of our main objectives is to bring together young and senior economists, and especially those that are discontent with the prevailing orthodoxy in economics and are eager to explore new and more useful ways of doing economics. And in order to bring economists together, young ones and senior ones, we have two very important elements. One is the pre-conference workshop, which took place this morning and this afternoon with about 150 attendants. We are very grateful to Marc Lavoie, Anina Kaltenbrunner and Yanis Derfermos for having provided excellent introductory courses with a non-orthodox view on economics. And we thank Jan Behringer for organizing and sharing the workshop. So thanks to all of you. Two of those presenters are here in the first row. Jan Behringer, I don't know. And also Marc Lavoie, somewhere in this room, not to be seen from here. This was one key element. The other key element are the 6 parallel graduate student sessions that will take place tomorrow at 11:30. You may have seen it already in the program. They feature 21 promising papers with pressing issues like income and wage inequality, ecological transition, and many other important subjects. And we all hope that you will attend them and give constructive and helpful support to those young students and young economists. The broader pluralist movement, of which the FMM is one part, has been supported by more and more people since the financial crisis especially. Its arguments are now discussed more widely in the academic mainstream, a development of which you couldn't think of before the financial crisis, at least not to this extent that we have today, that we have now. And very important factors for that, among interest in heterodox economics, is also intellectual and financial support by the Hans-Böckler Foundation, plus by INET and other donors that have been important pieces in this puzzle. But it could only take momentum by the activities of students in many countries challenging orthodox teaching together with the research of scholars from dissenting and heterodox traditions that have also been regulars at this conference. Yeah, you may have seen that this year's topic is post-Keynesian economics and global challenges. Why did we choose this topic? Well, as some of you in the room may remember, we had several conferences on pressing current topics like macroeconomics of socio-ecological transformation, policy recommendations to overcome the corona crisis, and so on. But we thought we now need again something where we can concentrate more on developments and debates within post-Keynesian and related approaches. And the idea was to focus on how these approaches deal with current global macroeconomic challenges. That's why we thought, okay, this time more concentration on post-Keynesian economics. And this time is also special why we have a different group of organizers. This time we organized it together with speakers, and they will present themselves in a minute. What are topics of this conference? Well, we aim to approach questions like how to deal with high and rising imbalances and inequalities at national and global levels, at the need for social, ecological and economic transformation to address the environmental crisis, how to deal with these challenges that require coordinated government intervention, both nationally and internationally, when at the same time being faced with high public debt and rising inflation rates. But we do not only want to focus on the North, we also want to look at the policy space for the Global South, and want to address the question, can they at all address these current economic and social challenges, given that the global financial architecture puts severe limits on the ability to conduct macroeconomic policies. So, how will this conference try to contribute to these questions? Well, mainly in the three plenaries, today, tomorrow, and on Saturday, but also, of course, during Friday and Saturday in the parallel sessions. The plenary sessions have been organized in a manner to really look into the different aspects of these debates. In a few minutes, we will have the first plenary session on constraints on development and structural change. There, Daniela Prates, Gabriel Porcile, and Mark Setterfield, in replacing Robert Blecker, will discuss complementing approaches in development economics. And they will look at currency hierarchy as an obstacle to growth versus structural impediments to development. It will be chaired by Anina Kaltenbrunner. Second plenary on Friday evening will go into the details of gender, care economy, and elastic supply, and will be chaired by Engelbert Stockhammer and Yanis Fermos. And we will have Özlem Onaran, Elisa Brownstein, and Mark Setterfield providing some lights on these questions. In the concluding plenary session on Saturday, we again have excellent speakers. Joel Leclerc, Joe Mitchell, and Sebastian Gechert will discuss macroeconomic policy changes, and this session will be chaired by Eckhard Hein. So I hope you're all looking forward to these plenaries, but of course also to all these parallel sessions. I found it very hard to make a decision where to go and where not, as they all seem to be very exciting. But please don't forget that, unfortunately, we had received much more papers that were very interesting, but the amount this time was so unexpectedly high that we had to reject several of them. Now the conference is fully booked out. We have 140 parallel sessions. And all these papers that you may become very interested in can be downloaded from the conference webpage. Yet, please try to remember, once you look at the printed program, that some sessions may have changed slightly. Why that? We had some late-minute cancellations of participants, probably also due to the not yet due to the pandemic that it's not yet totally over. So please check if sessions you plan to attend have been changed slightly. You can always find the current program on the web. If some of your friends and colleagues could not make it to this conference, you may want to direct them to the live stream that we provide for the plenary sessions of this conference. And of course, if you're active on social media and if you want to share conference experiences, please do so by using the hashtag 26FMM in Twitter, such that you can also little bit contribute to spreading out the news. You find the hashtag in your program. And like in past conferences, we will again publish a selection of papers after the conference, and we will again have a special issue of papers and proceedings of the conference in the European Journal of Economics and Economic Policies. The short version is Egypt, which is the home journal of the FMM. And we have other great news. We are very happy to announce that Egypt will be an open access journal from 2023 onwards. So if you then publish there, it may even reach a broader audience. So you are cordially invited to submit papers to that journal. A little bit of publicity. As you know, this conference could not take place without financial support, and that's why I would especially like to thank the Hans-Böckler Foundation for the generous financial support of this conference. Let me also thank the INET Young Scholar Initiative for providing travel grants for graduate student presenters. And finally, I want to thank all people involved in organizing the conference, yet we will do so anyway at the end of this conference. But already now, my special thanks go to the co-organizers of this conference from PICES, from the Post-Keynesian Economic Society, Janis Stafermos, Anina Kaltenbrunner, and to some extent also Engelbert Stockhammer, who is a member of PICES and FMM. So thanks for your effort and contributions to this conference. It was a pleasure having you on board. And yeah, I hope it really made a better conference. Let's see if everyone agrees. And that's also why they will present themselves in a minute. But before I hand over to Janis Stafermos, please let me thank you all for coming to this conference. Please contribute to making it a big success, and please enjoy the conference. That's it from my side. Enjoy the evening. All the best from. Bye-bye.